Well, hello there.
I never believed that we're on.
Welcome to. I think we call. You know what? I think we've actually got a name for this.
Well,
what we're doing. Do you know what that is?
I've noticed on the homepage it just says untitled.
Oh no! We've got a working name for this.
I saw you chose my
Got Church. Got Church.
That's right. Here we
Have
are.
you got church? Welcome to Canonsburg UP Church.
That's right. This will be Don B. Coleman, the Reverend. I'm Kent Klink, just the piano player. We're missing.
You're not. Hold on a second. Not just the piano player, because today you availed yourself of another instrument.
Well, I was also the organist.
Ah.
Well, okay, I'm the music maker.
You're the music maker.
Yeah, the regular one.
The music man.
Music man. Yeah, but I could never be.
Not a boy. You're a man, Ken.
Well,
We're missing someone. We're missing Al.
Alvin's not here.
Yes, he is got a leaky roof that he's tending to, not his own, but a property that he takes care of, and so he's off on assignment.
And just so you all know to tune in next week, Al will not be here, and neither will Dawn.
You might get just Kenton,
which is,
or maybe I got a suggestion. Would you like to be here? Would you like to be here? Have you got church? Would you like to get church?
Well, I mean, you don't have to be in his spot, but you can come for those.
No, you can.
But
100%, you can sit here, talk with Kenton, be online.
Oh,
yeah, 100%. Would you like to do that? We would love to have you. In fact, two things. One, you can be here. You know what? Reach out to Kenton. Reach out to the church office and say, I would love to come and talk with Kenton, be on live, be live for the music. We can make that. We would love to make that happen. Second, we're talking about doing something interactive, like having a conversation. So how's this? 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today will be
the 24th.
Will be the 24th of January. The 24th of January, we will do a special interactive Q&A. You don't have to come in, but you can just be live with us and ask questions. We'll respond. We'll make it happen.
Okay, well then who's going to read the question?
Don't worry. Got it. We got it taken care of.
Okay.
I just got to remember.
Well, and the other thing is that what if nobody has any questions?
Well, then we'll just talk. So, like every other time we've done this.
Well, and that's not all of a sudden good enough for you anymore?
No, we always, hey, listen. We've talked about this.
We have talked about it.
The reason why we do this is why. Well, part of the reason.
So people know we're here.
Yes, but we got to here because we said, you know what? What if we expand this? What if we improve? What if we add to? What if we make it better? Now, maybe somebody say it was better before Don talked. I get that. That's fair.
It's much better when I know.
Ken likes to talk, so this is good. Anyway, so improvement, changing, adding new stuff, so that's what we're going to do.
You are so full of vim and vigor today.
Yes.
What is up with that?
Well, it might have to do with what's in this bag.
Have you been eating coffee beans?
No. Pay no attention
to what is in the bag.
To the bag itself. No.
Okay, what's inside?
I got an idea. I want you to be surprised. You won't be surprised when you look at it. So do me a favor.
What?
I want you to close your eyes. I promise you, you're not going to get bit. There's no slime. It's nothing.
Well, I know that.
Okay, all right. So close your eyes. Reach into the bag. Yep, there it is. Almost there you go. Reach into the bag and pull out. Pull it out. There you go. Now you can open up.
A football? You got me in Michigan.
I didn't. No, it's not yours.
It's not
no, it's not yours.
Oh.
I just had to bring this.
Oh my.
Just for today. Just for today.
You have Michigan going the right way?
Well, I've got the M.
Okay.
You got to flip it around. It's one or the other, So.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're all excited. Your team won.
We're less than. What is this? Less than 48 hours. So the halo, the glow is still there.
Until they play? Oh, you mean since they won?
Since they won. I was obnoxious yesterday. The entire day.
I never talked to you.
I wore a Michigan hat. White.
No, you did.
Yep, totally did. Yep, with it. Just a white hat, walk in.
I
had a tie on. Oh, everybody noticed. Yeah. Didn't say anything.
Do you know how many people noticed that I took chicken and put it on my plate?
Of course they did. Yes. Anyway, go blue. You're gonna ask me why are you a fan of Michigan? Long story short answer. Just always have been. I grew up thinking that Michigan was the closest U.S. state to where we lived.
Okay.
Not true, but that's what I kind of grew up with in my mind.
Well, and we've been working today, so you got a little bit nicer clothes.
You're dapper.
Why, thank you.
You-
I was going to that.
You were playing the piano, the organ. You even stood up and spoke a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is actually, funny enough, what I was thinking we could talk about today.
Speaking?
No. Kind of what just happened. Not the event that just happened, but as a lead into kind of the bigger topic. So we just celebrated.
DJ Emerson's life.
Yeah. So 94 years old.
94.
Longtime member. Not life. She didn't grow up as a member. She and her husband joined
It within my tenure. So.
Yeah. So late enough in their life that their kids didn't grow up in the church.
That's right. Their kids were grown.
Yeah. So
Right.
I'm going to say probably 30 years ago. 20, 30 years. Sound good?
Well,
Long time.
yeah, 30, 35 years ago, yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's a long time. But her husband had a beautiful voice. I never got to meet him.
What a nice man. Sweet, 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 sweet man.
For so many
Soft and
different
gentle man.
Beautiful voice. Sang in the choir.
Oh,
Sang solos.
oh yeah.
Which are
That's
very,
why Dorothy sang He is Lord today.
Yeah. That was beautiful. Which, by the way, I'm gonna put out there. I'm not letting her sing anymore.
Why? Was she too scared?
So I will confess this part of it, but she let me know that this is her last.
I could tell she was scared.
So I told her, listen, you don't have to let anybody else push you into doing something. You can just tell them I'm not letting you sing. That's what I said. So she did a beautiful job. I would have her sing until she draws her last breath.
Yes, exactly.
I would have no problem with it. But
Exactly.
in that, we had a little conversation, and I think it was good because she kind of admitted it's no longer enjoyment for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's good for us to be able to say no to things like that.
Okay, no.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
No.
that's the case. I've got
Are you waiting for me to say no?
No.
You are. I know you are.
I'm not going to wait for you to say no.
Good luck with that too.
It's actually happened in another area of life in church, and just between the two of us, and I think it's good. We love people, we appreciate them, they do great things, but everything has a season, and it's okay to kind of say, this season's over. One of the things that I think Dorothy likes, I could be wrong, but basically she has said she enjoys being part of the congregation
She does.
and singing.
And I don't blame her. She still has a sister and a brother-in-law
Yes,
here.
yeah.
And she wants to worship with them. I understand that.
It's great. So anyway, but that is also kind
You
of,
know what? I usually come to church to worship with you.
yeah.
Because, there's no other clink here
Mm-hmm.
except me. And so I usually come to worship with you. And then you should take that as a compliment.
I do. Thank
You
you.
should, because I did tell you last week that I could have went to sleep in either service, but that wasn't your fault. That was mine.
So you know my stance on sleeping in church, right?
Go ahead and go to sleep.
My stance is, listen, if this is finally a moment where you are experiencing peace, who am I to steal that from you?
I know. Well, then could you bring a pillow and a blanket?
Well, there is limits.
Why?
But
Why?
let me tell you this. This is a good lead into to Sunday. Actually,
Okay.
next Sunday, I'll tell you this. But dang nabbit, this church service is not about me,
No, it isn't.
right? And I'm sorry to break it.
Not about me.
Not about you.
We are blessed.
We are
not.
blessed. We are gifted with the opportunity to help people open up and encounter God on a regular weekly basis together.
And in a pleasant place.
In a pleasant
And
place,
happy
in a happy.
And a loving place.
But this is not the place on a Sunday morning where people should be coming so that they can celebrate Dawn and hear,
Oh, no.
you know,
It's not your church, it's not mine.
it's not the place where we come because we're going to celebrate Kenton. Now, it happens. You get appreciated, I get appreciated, people, absolutely. But that's not the main thing.
No, I know.
The main thing is to encounter Christ.
Yep.
And so
That can be through your word. That can be through my music. That could be through the person sitting next to you.
it can be through neither, right? It can be
Right.
like, you know, hey, once in a while you hit a great note.
Yeah.
One, maybe more than that. I hit, you know,
A great word.
preach a bad sermon. I throw, you know, I throw something out there that all of a sudden derails things.
Right.
And so even in the midst of that, God's still present, speaking,
Absolutely.
active, and God can work in spite of us to bless people.
In spite of us sometimes.
Yeah.
And
maybe more than.
well, here's the thing. You know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I know you.
Mm-hmm.
I know myself.
Mhm.
You know me. Okay. We are a handful. Okay.
Sometimes two.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I've said this before many times, but God has blessed my life over and over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And I can't imagine being anywhere else on Sunday morning, and it's getting to the point that I can't imagine being anywhere else on Wednesday afternoon.
Wow.
Because we're coming up on 3 years in March.
Wow.
I think March
Yeah.
17th.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Darn close to it.
3 years, yeah. I never thought we'd been doing this 3 years.
No.
I never thought I'd been here 50
Dude,
years.
when I moderated the special session meeting, I was so ignorant.
Yeah.
I was so.
Why?
I mean, I thought, okay, you know what? We're gonna pause gathering in person for a few weeks,
Oh,
and
that.
then this whole thing's gonna blow over.
Yeah. That's not how it happened. God bless you.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I would have never imagined.
Well, who knew how to handle a pandemic? I mean, it's easy to look back on it and say, we screwed up here, or we did good here, or they did good, whatever. You know, no one knew.
You know, it's funny. I was having a conversation yesterday about stuff. It wasn't
Stuff.
about that. It was, you know, choices and decisions. And this conversation went over two different kinds. Interestingly enough, two different people, subject situations, and one of the things that we, I think, need to remember and live into more is the fact that we're going to make mistakes. We're going to do the wrong thing, and we have to be willing to step forward and try things, accepting that we're going to make a mistake, and still go forward. So, case in point.
But, go ahead, because I want to add to that.
Yeah. So case in point, in the medical field, and this is the part where I was actually wanting to talk about earlier. We'll get to it. But in the medical field, one of the drawbacks of our current situation is that we are afraid to make a mistake. You have a surgery, right? You have to sign 1 million pieces of paper.
Yes, you do.
So that the medical professionals who are going to take care of you don't get sued
They're not
for
helping.
making a mistake.
Right.
I had a situation recently where basically there was a lot of this kind of passing the buck. Well, you need to talk to them. You need to talk. Nobody was willing to step up and care for someone, partly because they didn't want to make a mistake. And I get it. It's
So
fair. I don't want, you know, if your life's in my hands, I don't want you to die. And I certainly don't want to lose my livelihood and my life because I made a mistake.
Right.
But in this situation, the person who was going to be cared for had accepted what was going to happen. And they were willing to proceed regardless of what happened. And they were willing to not in a DNR.
Okay.
And they were totally willing. And I think that
So do
I was going to say, honestly, I don't have one, but I would be fine with
I.
having
Oh,
one right
don't
now.
worry. If you go down in front of me, I'll let
Believe
you
me.
know. Yeah.
But in life, So in decisions in a church, in decisions in business, in decisions in your family, I think we've, in some ways, been so afraid to make the wrong decision that we don't do anything,
Right.
and we hold ourselves back from doing something good.
Well, but I think that in the scheme of things that we're talking about, and these last 3 years especially, because of the pandemic, people are just, let's say we start from a base of fear and work our way out.
Yeah.
And that's at least in here on a Sunday morning or a weekday night where you would come and learn or serve Jesus Christ. You can be safe in the knowledge that you are safe here and you're safe with good people watching over you. We take nothing for granted in your presence, and you're noticed when you're absent. But
yeah, good people who I think we I can be reminded myself that good people who are going to make mistakes.
Yep.
If we accept that, I'm going to make a mistake. I'm going to get up there on Sunday morning, probably this Sunday, definitely in the coming Sundays, and say something that's going to be not perfect.
Right.
My grammar will be off. I'll stumble over my words. I'll forget something. Whatever.
That's okay.
Right. You're going to get up there and you're going to play. Imagine if you said, "I'm afraid of playing a great."
I used to have severe panic attacks in sitting when the offering was after the sermon. Sitting through the sermon,
Yep.
I would get more and more apprehensive about playing the offertory.
Yeah.
To the point where I was almost paralyzed to sit down there. I had this part going, but the elbows couldn't do it.
So now that it's before the sermon,
That has nothing to do with it. I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
But you're not afraid of making a mistake.
No. There's a lot of them there.
Yeah. Oh, somebody calls you out on them all the time, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is so one of the things that I think is so helpful for us in that is as Christians, we know, we trust in the end of the story. Today we celebrated that.
Oh, we did.
Sunday, this past Sunday, we also celebrated that
Yes,
as
we
we
did.
remembered those members who passed away.
Yes.
And it is a sad moment when we melancholy, we grieve. We've got a family in our church right now who 3 members of their extended family have passed away in the span of 10 days. That's a real grief.
Who's that?
The homeworks.
Okay.
None
None of them went by now, though, right?
No.
Okay.
But real grief, and
Oh,
not to
absolutely.
minimize that in any way.
No.
I think one of the best gifts that we have, though, is the trust that even in our grief now, even in our own fear about what happens when I close my eyes and draw my last breath, that we trust and believe that there is a good God who is with us through that and with us on the other side. And it allows us to step forward, make mistakes,
But you have to do
continue
it
to walk forward.
right,
and
boldly.
trust. Yeah.
Boldly.
Yeah.
Because when you say there is a God that walks with us, and I think part of growing into your faith, and I would say it like that, is to know that God is always with us. Always with us. And we should always, when we have a misgiving or a mistrust, remember that you're not alone. You're not alone.
Yeah.
And it just, to trust in God is one of the most peace-rendering thing a soul can do for itself while it's on this earth. And to know that when your end does come, that you're just not going in a box in the ground. Okay? That we have. Personally, I'm ready to go. I want to go see what's next.
I'm ready for you to go too.
I know you are. I know you are. But you'll be the one sobbing up there at the box. It's okay. But I just think that it's the way to live. To not live this way is, I don't understand how people have the strength to go through the daily grind.
Here's the thing. So way back when 26 years ago, I think, I read a book, which, funny enough, probably wouldn't have read it outside of this college class, and it was a weird class, but it was it leadership in ministry, which is an interesting kind of class, and we read a book that had nothing to do with ministry.
Okay.
And it was by a gentleman you've probably heard of before, Stephen Covey.
Okay.
Have you heard of it? Does that name ring a bell? I bet you've heard of his book.
Okay.
7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Oh no.
Yeah. Have you heard of that? Oh, you've never heard of that?
Did you read it?
Big, yes.
Oh no.
You can see
Are you
how
highly effective?
Well, that's a question that I might have read the book. Whether a lot of people read it. It was I'm sure it was a New York Times bestseller. Anyway, self-help book. But there were some good things in it. One of them is talking about exactly this. It was lead with the end in mind. And I think, as a Christian, that has to be central to what we do.
We have to live.
Live with the end in mind. And what's the end?
It's all good.
It's all good. It's all God.
Yeah. It's all good.
And that can seem trite. You know, that can seem like,
But you know what? But to us to believe that, it's not true.
It's true.
Yeah.
And it
And
changes.
Yeah.
I had a visit. I'm always trying to be careful about these kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a visit the other day with just a wonderful, wonderful woman. And she's been going through a lot. Her health has been up and down. Surgery, infection, no infection, another surgery. I mean, just been through the ringer in the past several months.
And I love her.
And I visited her in the hospital. And tired and weak, sure, understandably. But
Still a twinkle in her eye.
oh my goodness, and a smile on her face, and she said, "I love you, darling."
Oh.
And I told her several times just what a gift her demeanor, her attitude is in the midst of this, because she makes it so much easier for her caregivers, for her family, for the people who love her when she does that. And she does it not because she's not doing it for that reason.
No, she's very humble.
She's humble, she's kind, and she knows who has her and where she's going. And that is just so evident. And that's what it makes a difference when you live your life like that. When you've been doing that for I don't even know how much.
And you're facing,
plus.
and you're facing what you're about to face.
She's on the back nine. You know, I mean, you know, whatever. She could live many years. I'm not, you know, but she's definitely, you know, closer to breathing her last.
She has that realization.
But she's living in such grace and love because she
knows.
Yes. So
we could all learn her example.
100%.
Absolutely. And I have to tell you, through every stage of my life, through all these years that I've known her, there's never been a missed birthday card or a missed Christmas card until this year, or a missed Christmas card that didn't arrive in the mail from her. And I would think, how did this woman remember what she remembers?
March 24th.
Oh no, here we go again.
No?
No, Dawn.
23rd.
No, Dawn.
26th?
28th.
28th.
No.
27th.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was really trying to hit all of the numbers first.
Yeah, and you did a good job.
Thank you. It was so close.
We have a little game we're playing right now in the room here. We have the cross now have.
Oh yeah.
Like,
we talked about this last week.
We did, but they won't tell me. He won't tell me. I don't know how to turn the light on, and he won't tell me.
He knows.
No, I really don't know. I really do.
He knows how to turn the light of God's love on.
Well, yeah, but I'm
it's
not.
always on.
I know that, D. But the light on the cross. You come on.
I didn't do it.
Dude, I watched you in your pocket reach and do something.
Nothing in my pocket.
Yeah,
I got a tissue in my pocket.
You unloaded that then. You unloaded it. Because you don't like nothing stuff in your pocket anyhow.
I have
You
tissues
don't
in
have
my
your
pocket.
wallet. You don't have your keys.
No.
Your keys maybe.
My keys are here somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, see, I'm the exact opposite. I got everything I need right here. Yeah. Except my checkbook.
Do you need a check?
No. Well, you never know.
You never know. Yeah.
But, well, I know.
When we got, by the way, when we were robbed over the summer,
Yes.
that was in there.
Did they take it?
No, the checkbook was not. That's how important and valuable those are.
Well, I gotta tell you, in the fire,
Yeah.
when I went back in, when they said you could go back in, Ken,
Mm-hmm.
I went back in and I got my first thought was my medicine.
Mm-hmm.
My daily medicine was my first thought.
Your medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandfather had medicine too.
No, I mean real medicine.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, I scooped that into a bag and I got my checkbook and my car payment book. Is that funny?
I remember. I think we did that once.
Yeah. Got my checkbook and my car payment book. So that can continue on.
They don't just directly draw it out of your account.
No, I don't like to do that. No, nobody's putting their hands in there that get clink. No. You may someday, but not today. Not today. But yes, we do. When we do things like we did this morning and celebrate DJ's life, it was very meaningful for those family members and friends that were there. They grew to be old people, less than DJ both.
Yeah.
They grew to be old. They were blessed in that, and they knew that they were. And they didn't hide from the fact that they either got ill or they were just in that stage of their life. They knew that they were. I knew Les when he got sick, when he first developed Parkinson's, and you could watch him slowly decline. Okay, and nobody wanted him to. Everybody tried to pull him back, and there was just no doing that. But luckily, he did not linger in that disease. It took him. So for that, we were all thankful for that. But in today's service, to have Dorothy sing, He is Lord. I was going to play God's Grace. Grace that is greater than all our sin. Les used to sing that all the time too, but I didn't get a chance to throw it in there. But it's always reassuring to us as we get up and say the words and play the music. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. In my Father's house are many mansions. I mean, we've heard that, you and I, way too many times over the last few years. Way too many times. If it were not so, I wouldn't tell you, okay? Way too many times have we heard that. And I can tell you for myself, to be in this new, refreshed, renovated place, one more time and not be too old to enjoy it, it's been a real pleasure and a real blessing to see it happen.
And everybody who comes, I say this a lot, but I was here every day.
I know.
And seeing it as it's happening, and it's pretty cool.
Oh, absolutely.
But
talk about trust. Yeah.
I wasn't doing anything. I was just.
There was trust in the workers.
Oh yeah.
And trust in Sharon.
Oh yeah. But so you appreciate it in one way, but you saw it happen. And sometimes little changes are not as noticeable. It is so cool when somebody comes in and hasn't been here, and they're like, "Wow," and you're like, "Yeah, it is pretty." But you're reliving it through their eyes and their experience, and you kind of point out a couple of things that are pretty neat to cross.
Well, and there's a lot of people that say, "Remember when?" And I'm like, I'd rather not remember. Because this is so much better.
Yeah, no, yeah,
This is
exactly.
so much better.
Yeah.
Remember
Do you
how
remember
much?
when?
Yeah.
Do you remember when this used to creak? Do you remember
Yeah.
when this was broken? Do
Oh.
you remember when this was super stained? Like, yeah, let's not. Let's not.
But even more than that, remember when the balcony was this? Remember having all that glass back there? Remember when the cross had a red velvet curtain behind it? Remember the organ before that one? Remember the piano before that one? You know, and here's the thing is that I do remember all that stuff. My Lord. But that just being a lifetime remember one place. And you know, for people who don't share in that experience of being in one place all their lives, all my life, I only know God because of Canonsburg UP Church all my life.
That's interesting.
And it's another perspective, in that people will always comment that I have a passion for this place, and it's not so much the passion as it is that it's a fondness of I couldn't imagine worshiping God in any other place. That's how I feel about it. I mean, we had some people here today that were former big churches.
We did. We had a former
Yes.
former minister of a couple of significant churches.
Yes, and I wondered why they were here, but I was hoping that they were also looking around while they were here, because you know, right now there's no place newer, and there's no more place up to date. Mr. Gadget Techno guy right here.
Oh please.
Yeah, you and Josh, all right? But oh yeah, but that's okay. It's okay. You know, I have to tell you though. You know, with the organ speakers being higher, and they're going to tell me they're not higher.
They're not, but anyway.
They all are.
They're not.
Oh, don't mind.
Not.
All my life, okay?
I promise you.
All my
In the
life.
10 years that I've been here, they have. You know how they moved?
Well,
That's it. That's it.
I can
That's
hear it.
Well, you know why you hear it high?
yeah.
Because it's a wall up to there, so there's no sound sneaking through and coming down that way. That's why.
Well, all right.
Yeah, the shelf.
I do hear it higher.
Yeah, the shelf moved this way, and the speakers are right up against that grill. So that before they were back.
They were back.
So the sound would have come from more.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it. So the speakers are still.
And also they're not repaired, so I am.
They're new. They're new.
Yeah.
All we have 4 new speakers as opposed to 6.
And make the caravan ring outside.
Good luck with that. Yeah.
I-
We don't know how to do it anyway.
Well, we want
We
to
have
have
to
that
bring
come
somebody.
back
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
I have his number in my phone.
Yeah. We're just don't mind us. We're just talking business.
The caravan is ringing inside, but not outside.
Yeah.
And I really, there's nothing wrong with it. We can't let it go.
Okay. All right.
I'll pay for it.
Okay. You heard it. You just committed to paying for something.
Oh my goodness.
On that note, I have a question for you.
No.
Okay, all right, that's fine. That's fine. So, if you didn't get a chance to hear Kenton's music at the funeral, I'm sorry you're gonna miss out. But I was gonna ask him if he wanted to play it, or if he would rather just let that music stay.
I'll play
You
it.
played a lot today.
I
It was
did.
very nice.
Why, thank you. I mean, I didn't play a lot, but
Yeah, you played an extensive.
you know, my back is still
prelude.
still
Still
sore from Christmas.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Well, then let's do this.
Christmas was a lot of work, but I'll play some music.
Okay, all right. We're gonna wind this down.
Yep.
Next
And don't forget next week.
Next week, if you want to be here, just come.
Yeah.
1 o'clock.